4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the next KrownMEET. My name is James Stevens, founder and CEO of Crown Network, Crown Technologies. And we have nearly our entire team with us here today. If you are new to the KrownMEETs, welcome aboard, and we hope you have a wonderful time. This is going to be definitely one of the best, if not the best KrownMEET we've had, certainly with regard to announcements, partnerships moving forward, and all of that. So again, thank you so much for being here. We're going to kick this off real quick. I'm going to introduce the team to you all, and then we'll go from there, and then we'll have announcements, presentations. That's typically how it works. So let me, without further ado, let's start. First, we have Kelly Stevens. She's the Executive Vice President and Events Director for Crown Technologies.
Hey, everyone.
Dr. Bolito, CEO of Quantum Emotion and Senior Quantum Advisor for Crown Technologies. On mute. You're good. Sam Sykin, CEO of XA Quantum.
Hello.
Interim, and then Gareth Slavin, CTO for Crown Technologies.
Hey, everyone.
Peter Biggs, our Chief Marketing Officer.
Hi, everybody.
Rami Das, Crown's lead blockchain developer.
Hello.
And then Craig Irvine, our CFO. And I think Craig, maybe on mute.
No, afternoon, everybody. I'm here.
Okay, good. And then Eric Brisson, outside General Counsel for Domestic Affairs. Eric.
Hi there, everyone.
All right, guys, let's get going. Now that you've met the team, I'm going to actually, well, I've got a ton of people to bring in. Let's see. Hold on, bring everybody else in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Yes, this is the tease. I have 3 exciting announcements for you guys today. Actually, we do. Those will come towards the end of the KrownMEET today, but they're definitely worth staying around for. It's something we've been working on. Actually, most of them we've been working on for a while, as it's kind of, it's felt like it's kind of ground along and continued to grind and grind, but we finally got there. Apparently, the legal sector doesn't work as fast as the tech sector, so there's our patience. So, but we got there. All right, so what we're gonna do is how this typically starts is we introduce the team, then we start out with the presentation, so you guys get to see all the updates and the reveals as we move forward. And in today's KrownMEET, we're gonna start with Crown CTO Gareth Slavin, and Gareth has some information for you all. Gareth?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? So just tell me if you can see my screen. It's all coming up for everyone. Okay, so this is the November technology update. The first sort of really big news is the Quasar wallet, the world's first quantum secure hot wallet. It's available now on iOS, Google, and Chrome extensions. We launched this the first of the month. It's been very stable. Lots and lots of people are using it. It supports Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. We're launching XRP and Coinbase chain in the next 2 weeks. They're all in testing and ready to go. And then Q1, we've got profit and loss screen, so you can manage your profit and loss. We got swaps, staking, Solana, and then obviously the big one is Crown, right? We'll be putting Crown in the Quasar wallet. On the Crown Hub, we've done some strengthening and on account security. So we've set up features to lock all accounts, activate all accounts, faster emergency response processes, and improve protection inside of that account security. We've enhanced the platform security with more Cloudflare enterprise features, stronger bot protection for better, just to basically allow us to protect us from bad actors. Privacy and personalization, we've implemented nicknames on the leaderboard, so you don't have to have your real identity or your wallet identity there. We've also improved the referrals and purchases. Obviously, there's no pre-sale now, but when we were doing that, we've improved a lot of those processes. In the admin tool, we've implemented the ability for administrators to actually delete accounts. There's a lot more automations in the background as well, which means less manual work for the team and things like that. We've also implemented Sentry, which allows us to see more of what's going on inside the code and the platform. And we've also enabled more early issue detection through that. And then lastly, in the security side, we've got a red team, white hat audit going on. So a full team of like 5 or 6 guys who are super hackers, and they're busy going through all the different platforms and systems we have, ecosystem products, making sure that our code, our internal systems, our databases, our exit points, everything are very, very well secured, and we're busy making sure that's happening. We're also going through the ISO 27001 certification right now, as well as the SOC 2, and we're targeting those for the end of the year. So the next 6 weeks or so, we should be done with those. We have completed our AWS well-architected review, and we're just doing some internal reviewing on that. And that's going to improve our architecture and how we do things inside of AWS. And the last thing I'd say is, what's in your bag, James?
Good one, my man. That was a surprise. That was a surprise. No, big thanks to Gareth and the team. They've really been working hard on all of these updates as we continue to get through the journey and through our roadmap that we've set forward. Remember, I've always said there's ROI and ROE to me, right? And it's not your return on investment, but it's really the rate of innovation and the rate of execution. Those are both extremely important when you're dealing in our sector of work, when it really any work. So, all right, without further ado, thank you, Gareth. Moving forward, I'm going to bring in Dr. Bolito, the CEO of Quantum Emotion, and myself to talk about Castle and QEM and really what a success it's been. It's really been amazing to watch this, not just from the development standpoint when we had the ideation and moving forward, the implementation of the QRNG, but when we put it into production and we were able to see the results and really look at the analytics and have a realization. You know, someone had actually called me and they said, "Do you realize like how good I think this is doing? But I can't see your back-end analytics." And I went and looked at them as well, and they just they were really, really good. Dr. Bolito, are you here with me now?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. A lot of people are asking, you know, and talking about Castle and really what an achievement it is, how it changed the game in the hot wallet sector, and I couldn't agree more.
Well, the only thing I can say is actually that, I mean, first of all, congratulations to your team. I think that the transfer of our engine of security to your app, you know, that it's actually a hot wallet, you know, worked perfectly well. I mean, to our surprises. In fact, you know, there was actually everything worked the first time. So almost, you know, I mean, almost perfection. It's always a little bit, you know, weird, you know, in science or in technology when you have no real trouble. You know, everything seems to go smoothly as predicted. And in fact, as a CEO of a company in cybersecurity, the best thing that for me is to do is having nothing to say. I'm actually an extremely boring person because everything works. You know, when you don't hear about cybersecurity when everything works. You're starting to hear very much about cybersecurity when there is panic and there are attacks. So,
yeah,
this is where we are. You know, I mean.
So,
I mean, as you know, I mean, I look at Crown as a company that I mean, in many ways, I help actually to create a momentum with them, and very proud of that. On the other side, actually, we're working on many other projects, you know, that goes way beyond blockchain or crypto, of course. You know, there's a lot of things. Almost every vertical of the economy are concerned by security, and particularly by cybersecurity.
I agree.
And as I said to you, the best is yet to come.
Yes, that was one of the last things that you and I had in a conversation was yet to come, and I totally agree with that. But it's we like boring, right? We like boring.
Boring, absolutely. You know, I mean, we always actually in an ecosystem is not boring. You know, I mean. It's amazing how the capital markets, particularly junior capital markets, are so not so boring. I wish they would be boring.
Yeah. No, I had a colleague of mine. He actually called me. He says, "Did I hear you right?" And this was in the very first analysis. He said, "Did I hear you right? There were 0 crashes and there were no issues with it so far." And I said, "There were 0 crashes. That's what the analytics are showing." He said, "Do you know how rare that is?" And he said, "Especially when you're trying to build what you built." And I said, "Yeah, I'm starting to realize that." He said, "Man," he goes, "just keep going, just keep going." He said, "This is really something different." So the praise is coming from all around, and it's well deserved for the team. Gareth, you, along with our part of our team that's in the background there that we don't really name out there, but kudos to all of them. You guys worked really hard on this, and thank you so much for all that you do. All right, thank you, Dr. Bolito. Appreciate your time today.
Problem, my pleasure.
All right, next up is our general counsel or general outside counsel, Eric. Eric, you are going to give your presentation and talk about the latest news as well as our growth and then our conversion from our LLC into corporation. Eric, go ahead.
Thanks, James, and great presentation, Gareth. Really enjoyed that. So touching on a few things from the legal aspect, as James mentioned, I work with the company as their outside general counsel. The company recently engaged in a tax-free reorg to convert from an LLC to a corporation. This was really important to support some of the growth plans, fundraising plans, and also to put in place the structure for the company's future success. An example, we were talking earlier today about the potential for an employee stock option pool, what that would look like. And that's something where having the corporate structure really can kind of help streamline the process and also help take advantage of some tax efficiencies. We also relocated the company's headquarters to Wyoming, a very crypto-friendly jurisdiction, also a jurisdiction known for innovation in the governance space. They were the first to sort of launch the LLC and really make that popular. And so we think this will really align with some of our future plans and also create some synergies. We know Wyoming's made big progress in the DUNA and DAO space as well. And so more to come from there. A couple other highlights from around the industry: Mike Seelig's nomination to the CFTC. The Senate AG committee voted today to move him forward in the process, and then the Senate will have a full vote. He's really been a big pioneer in the crypto space for a while. He's worked at the CFTC, he's worked at the SEC, and we really think that as he moves through the process, this will help expedite the really the evolution of the regulatory space for crypto in the US and bring that clarity and those opportunities for crypto and DeFi. So exciting times in the attorney crypto space. Also, another note, for the first time in 5 years, the SEC's examination procedures did not list crypto as a priority. And so another nod there to more opportunity and a more favorable environment. There's also some rumors about a potential crypto innovation exemption. And so we're certainly keeping an eye on that and hopeful for the future. And now that we've got the government reopened, the conversations are starting as well about the Clarity Act and a market structure bill. And so we really think that this could help bring crypto into the modern age of finance and mitigate some of the risks and stigma that has been kind of with the industry since the start. And so a lot of exciting deals there. It's impressive to see how quickly the team is moving, all that they're doing, and excited to see where we're at in the next couple months.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eric. You're spot on. I've been getting calls and texts and emails from colleagues who are writing about the new laws and the rumors here and there, and they're very excited about that for this space, especially with regard to announcement I'll have towards the end of the KrownMEET. Thank you so much, Eric, for the presentation. Great job.
Thanks.
All right, next we have our CFO, Craig Irvine, and he's going to be talking with us finance a little bit and what we're looking at right now currently.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I think this is my fourth KrownMEET since joining up with the company, and I've been a little bit muted on some of them, mostly because we were getting ready for some of the things I'm going to announce today, and that particularly is around a capital raise. So I can report to everybody right now that Crown is very strong financially, and I think we're about to get stronger. We have launched the first steps of our Series A capital raise. I'll provide a little bit of details on that and why, and you might be, there's some of the key investment highlights for that investment. So what we're targeting is a total of about an $8 million raise that will comprise about up to a $2 million safe note that will then convert into preferred shares. We'll probably raise up to the balance would be in the form of preferred shares. If you've not done a safe note before, what it stands for is simple agreement for future equity, and it's a way of saying, hey, we can invest a bit early, get a little bit of extra upside for having done so, but then it will convert into the preferred shares raise a little bit later at the target valuation, in our instance, of $32 million pre-money. That's what we're going to be shooting for. We think that that'll give us enough extra runway. Our current runway is very solid, but this will give us that much more to continue to invest in the developing of the full ecosystem. One thing about the safe structure is that we can do the safe note fairly quickly, and it gives us extra flexibility on the timing and the valuation of the preferred share offering, depending on how it goes, how the markets go. As Eric mentioned, clearly the markets are getting more regulatory friendly for our type of business. And that's something that we want to position ourselves optimally for. One note, we are restricted to accredited investors, but if you're interested, reach out to myself, reach out to James. So why would you be interested? Why would somebody invest in Crown? And I think the key summary is for the same reasons that you would want to buy a Crown coin, but I think with additional equity upside. So a couple of key points to highlight. The first of which everybody on this call already knows, or you wouldn't be here, and that is that we're building the first quantum secure blockchain and fully related ecosystem around it. Again, if you didn't know that, you wouldn't be here. But more importantly, at a more specific level, we've had some very strong execution on the development plan. As you know, the Castle Wallet was launched in October. We're still on track to launch the full public blockchain in first week of January. I think the exact date, James, about January 2nd, January 3rd neighborhood, right?
January 3rd. Yeah.
The development curve on that relative to most other ecosystems that have been built up it's best in class, and that's a key. The execution is critical in these kinds of capital raises. We are expecting from that basis about 3x annual, 3x annual growth in 27 and 28 from next year's base, and we think we'll be EBITDA and free cash flow positive by the end of 2027. So a lot of the financially, again, we are strong and getting stronger, supported by some very strong execution and a strong management team going forward. So our sky is the limit here. So I'm very happy to kind of announce that just how well positioned we are financially for the next stage of development.
Thank you, Craig, very much. That is a question I've been receiving a lot lately, especially as interest has grown, is that all of those points there. So thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yep.
All right, next we have, if he's here, I believe he's here. Jerry, are you here with us? We have Jerry here. I know that Jerry's here. Just saw him. All right, so Jerry's going to give us a presentation and talk about the latest information, latest announcements that we have coming out from the business development side. And Jerry, take it away.
Yeah, sorry, I was just having some connection issues.
Yeah.
So I'll keep it short, but basically what we're working on right now is our sights are set on TGE because that's the most important for us right now, strategy wise. So we want to make sure we have a nice clean launch. We have proper support. We have ease of access for new users and not just the users that we've onboarded through the pre-sale and everything like that. So, there's a couple things that go into that, right? So currently, we will have the Crown native bridge live that goes with the ecosystem. However, we're engaging some of the larger third-party bridges as well that people are used to in this space. So, you have centralized exchanges that are onboarding us, or you have new users as well. They're familiar with these bridges and they will be able to easily, swap their Ethereum over into Crown. Whatever they might have, whatever chain that they're onboarding from, we'll be able to offer that. Also, with going into the centralized exchanges, we've actually onboarded some high-level advisors with us that have worked with very large names in the business, and they're going to be working hand in hand with us. We'll probably make some announcements later of who they actually are, rather than doing some name drops here, but some big names with large founder groups within the space that'll be incorporating with us and helping us through the whole launch process. That'll give us the connection to the high-level market makers that we see in the space that kind of, control where things are going alongside the market, making sure our price action, stays fairly level and we have a nice clean launch. And there's a lot that goes into that. So our team's working hard on getting those partnerships locked in and set up and getting ready for TGE.
Yeah, perfect, man. Thank you so much, Jerry. Appreciate that. You've been working a lot behind the scenes, and we had I know we had a meeting. I believe it was yesterday that we had that meeting. Was it? That was a really good meeting with the team. A really, really solid team. These guys have been in the space for a long time, and they are the guys that you want on your team with the proper connections that you need to have. So we're happy to have them, and hopefully maybe we'll see we can get a hold of one of them later. So thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, without dropping any names, some of the projects that they do work with are going over into the billions in market cap. So this is the kind of team that we want for Crown, because this is where we see ourselves going as well. So we want to have the big guns behind us when we go to move forward.
I agree. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate your time as always, man. Great job.
Thanks,
all right, next we get to hear from our CBO, our Chief Blockchain Officer. It's going to be Rami Das. And Rami, I know you're here with us. You were having connection issues earlier, but you certainly I can, but you certainly have a lot of information that a lot of the viewers today want to hear about. So take it away, Rami.
Where do I start? There's so much going on, right? All right. So, guys, most of you know, the MVP is completed. That was completed, I'd say, November 1st. And now we are moving on essentially to scaling the blockchain a little further. So development doesn't stop at the MVP level. Now we take the MVP and we continue scaling. What does that mean? We started with a POS system, traditional, and now we're going to really take that into more of a hybrid system because of our quantum type that's integrated within the blockchain. This will just only support us long term, with transaction speed and gas fees, and just enhances security even further, as we move along. I'd say hats off to the team and everyone. We really built something in such a short amount of time. These things take years. James knows, these things take a very long time, and we did it in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting.
Compromising, I would say, without compromising quality or security.
Yeah, and that's hats off to Gareth as well. He's really on top of the security. We're auditing everything, we're battle testing everything, and that's very, very important, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, very good.
So secondly, validators. What's going on with that? Currently, we're actually enhancing a couple of things internally to make it easier to onboard validators. We're actually developing a validator dashboard. This dashboard will allow you it'll show you analytics for your rewards. It'll show you how to get onboarded to be a validator. It'll make your life a lot easier than you're trying to figure it out on your own. So that's what's currently in progress. That'll be launched on January 3rd as well. So very excited.
Yeah, and we still have also with regard to the validators, real quick, Rami. We have a lot of people are asking that million or the minimum that they have to be a validator. I've told everyone it's 100 million. I also told them that it's a possibility that we may move that or we may not move that in the future, but we may only get one other shot at it before that's hard. That's a hard number in there.
Correct. So. There's a couple things we're working on. I know me and James have been talked with the validators, but we're gonna make it very easy for you to become a validator, and that's very important for the ecosystem and the blockchain. And obviously, you guys get rewards for becoming a validator.
Yeah,
it's a win-win for everyone.
I agree.
Next on the list is the DEX. The DEX is moving at lightning speed. We are approaching, launch dates. We are making absolutely amazing progress. We completed milestone 1. We've already almost done milestone 2. There's 4 milestones in total. And we're still targeted for January 3rd. But of course, from a development standpoint, that's will be finished way, way before. That way I can take it to there. Then we'll go ahead and start battle testing it and audit it and do security checks and everything. And then we'll go ahead and launch it January 3rd and the launch party.
Yeah, man. Cannot wait. All right. And then that was
staking. One last topic, staking. So what's going on with staking? So a couple of changes to staking. You will still be able to stake your Crown tokens. However, instead of earning Crown token, you will be earning a new token called Noble token. Why are we doing this? It makes more sense. James, you can explain more, but we don't want to dilute the value of Crown token. That's why we are going to be creating a new token called Noble token. And Noble token will have its own utility. If you stake it and you earn Noble token, you'll have the ability for participate in governance, participate in more rewards. There'll be a system where you can also lock your Noble tokens, which will allow you to, kind of become its own validator, earn more rewards on top of that. And, it'll also have its own ecosystem product on top of that as well. So there's going to be a lot of benefits to the Noble token itself. We are currently working on the tokenomics of that. That should be done, I would say, early next week. That Noble token will be the main reward token when you are staking, and I'm talking about DeFi staking of the Crown token, where you can stake in the wallets. And I believe, James, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the dashboard as well.
Yep.
And the Crown Hub.
Well, yep. Yeah, and real quick on the staking, guys. Okay, so it's very important, and I've, I spoke to a lot of people. And I knew this anyway, kind of going in. I was like, well, maybe we could try to do it and have it as we'll use the DeFi staking and maybe you stake Crown and then you can get Crown. But as I started to think about it, with the amount of Crown that we have that's going to be staked, we would be diluting the amount of staking rewards that you got with Crown. You would be diluting the coin, so you're defeating the purpose of creating the coin value, right, Rami? I mean, that's pretty much how that works. But
Exactly.
so if you create the Noble token, which is it goes along with our theme, but if you create the Noble rewards token, what that does is it opens you up to a whole new world of rewards and a whole new world of being able to earn Crown, because you can swap it. You'll be able to swap it for Crown. You'll be able to use it, in the Crown merch store. It'll have its own utilities as well. So, and it will have its own value. So that's another big part of it, is you've got now two sets of items that, of coins, but one is the native coin, the big coin, one is the rewards coin, but they still go up in value, both of them. Whereas if you were just doing Crown on Crown, you wouldn't have the type of utility that you're going to have with Noble token. You would just be getting Crown, and then you would be diluting it in the process. So it's better that we have the Noble token. Go ahead and get that going, and then use that as your reward, so that when you stake, you're getting more Noble coins, and it goes up in value. Like I said, it goes up in value as it moves forward. So anyway, that will help you guys. It'll help the price of the main coin, of the Crown coin, help stabilize it. So that's a huge thing. Okay, Rami, do you have anything else for us?
No, if anybody has any questions, or concerns, I'm happy to answer them in the Telegram channel. I know that was a little change, but it's for a good cause, guys. So.
Yeah, for sure. All right, thank you, Rami. We appreciate you. All right, guys. Now, one of the moments in the KrownMEET. It's a big announcement. It's a huge announcement, actually. I know, Peter, we're going to kind of drip out the details as we move forward with this, but we do have an announcement to make, and I will let today I have. Hold on one second here. Today I have the CEO of XA Quantum with me, Sam Seitkin. Sam, you with us?
Yes, I am.
All right, perfect, man. Well, I will let you, if you want to do the honors, or it doesn't matter, whatever you want to do, you go ahead, because either way, I'm gonna, I'm gonna talk either way.
I'll just do the intro, and
Right.
if you want to add anything, then yeah, essentially, I know that there has been a bit of a delay, like James have been saying. We are essentially creating new IP, like a new technology. It's not an exaggeration to say, and we are working together to make that happen. And yeah, we had a lot of back and forth on exactly setting the terms right, because we are trying to make it sustainable, like that. We are in this for the next years, for the next for a while, let's just say that, and we need to make sure that we get everything right from every direction, on the tech research side of things, on the legal side of things, on the financial side of things, because we're both going to be investing significant resources into making this happen. And essentially, we can't detail that much about the technology quite yet, but it is an answer to a big concern right now, which is social engineering and phishing. Especially like with the proliferation of AI, deepfakes, all that kind of scary stuff. Essentially, we are moving it from the verification of identity from a manual process to a cryptographic automated process, which would basically make it significantly more difficult to perform phishing or social engineering attacks. And this is not being built in a vacuum. We're not just developing in it and then hoping that someone will use it. As I mentioned, like, there have been questions, even in the Telegram before we talked about it. People have been asking, what about social engineering? What about phishing? And we have the answer to that. It's also being developed for specific enterprise clients who have requested it. Like, they want something like this. So this is a consumer-driven, research-led kind of development, which we're looking forward to then announcing more of the products that will be coming out of it, and how it can help the Crown ecosystem, the security, like enterprise ecosystem, you name it.
Yeah. No, thank you, Sam. This is it's a big deal. It's a huge deal, actually. It's you're talking about a novel IP that filing patent on, but it's coming together of two companies. It's a I guess I can say this too. It's not only is it the ownership of the IP, together as we split this, but it's the revenue share as well. And it also is consumer driven in the way that, like Sam said, that there's already enterprise level clients that want this, that need this, that are in line for this. And as we move forward and we continue to develop this together, all this will do is continue to snowball, because as they, let's say, just for instance, let's say you're a very large, I don't know, a construction company or whatever it may be that you send invoices for, and you're doing that. So this technology will solve the issues that you're going to see with regard to phishing or scams like that. So it's a massive deal, and we're kind of allowing our marketing teams to lead the way in this, when Sam and I just want to like tell you guys all about it. But it's a wonderful deal, and it's for both companies. And so anyway, I'm very.
Let's just say maybe I'll give a quick use case, I guess. There was an account takeover. Like there was an account takeover over an email account that was therefore allowed to send emails, malicious emails, like invoices on that company's behalf. This kind of technology would actually prevent that without requiring any additional action from the user.
Right. So it stops it. Yeah. And it's huge too, because it's, when we talk about the ability, what is its use case? Well, and what can it work with? Not just by itself, but what can it work with? And it can work with, our partners' technologies too. This isn't just something where, it's just going to be Crown and XD Quantum. And we may look, elsewhere as well, as we continue to build out maybe a stack, or depending upon what the use or the needs are of the clients. But as we know it right now, we both have the IP, we both have the enterprise clientele that needs it and wants it, and we're moving forward with all of that. Now, I will say the deal is done. We signed that deal in the middle of the night. It felt like a few days ago, but it's a major deal. So I'm very happy. Sam, thank you so much. It's great to be a partner with you guys, and I look forward to being there with you to announce and then meet you as well. We're going to have a big meeting coming up, I know, and we'll get some pictures that way too, man. So thank you so much.
Yep. Coming to America. Looking forward to that.
Yep. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, next, without further ado, and I know all of you who have been on the Crown Meets, we absolutely just love Peter's just slide presentations. It's presentation Peter, or whatever it's called, Peter PowerPoint something. But he's here with us today, and he's Crown CMO, and we love having him. And Peter, thank you so much, and I know you're ready to go, sir.
Always a pleasure, never a chore. Hopefully you can see my screen. Thanks, James. Fantastic update there on the upcoming partnership with XD Quantum. That is going to yield so much exciting new technology. So touching on marketing, it's been an enormous month. I can't believe the last time we spoke was the 1st of November for the launch of Castle. But since then, there has been a lot going on. So you'll have to put up with my media collage today instead of the usual structured bullet points. We'll dive straight in for the PR and digital. Today, James was on CoinMerge, showing the Crown ecosystem on the utility showcase. We're also coming up soon on Monday to record with the Between Plays podcast. They've got a huge digital following, so we'll be really looking forward to working together on the joint PR before and after that appearance. We're also, yes?
Shout out to Jerry today. I was having issues in the beginning. Jerry stepped in the middle of that in that entire pitch there, and he actually did an amazing job. Thank you, Jerry, for that. I just came in on the final half of it and cleaned up the show there but both of us tag teamed that well. Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, James.
Yep. Sorry, Pete. Go ahead.
Fantastic. Keep it coming. Absolutely. So yeah, lots of appearances forthcoming during the month. Stay tuned to our socials to stay on top of all of those. Naturally, it wouldn't be CrownMEET if we didn't try and embarrass James with a little bit of Empire magazine, where he's been nominated the most impactful CEO in digital innovation. He hates these slides. So normally after ritual embarrassment, I would start listing out all the PRs and digital appearances we've had. However, the flood is now consistently so high across major media outlets that what I've started doing, and I would encourage you to do the same actually, is to set up a Google alert, because Google is now indexing all our PR and press releases and appearances across the web. So set yourself up a Google alert, enjoy following along at home as the biggest search engine tech company in the world ingests and distributes all our information. So yeah, no further ado, that's where to go for your timeline of Crown updates. One particular PR outlet that has brought itself to my attention, though, is James's first article as an official Forbes Council member. So please do go and like, share, engage, comment on that one.
Yeah.
It's a real breakthrough that we've got a sitting council member able to author high impact articles talking about the future of quantum cryptography. So congratulations, James, on that publication. The huge news again this month is that we finally have completed the Cointelegraph deal. So you can now find us on the homepage of Cointelegraph with a 20 million global audience, and that'll be syndicated out to over 200 other industry outlets in the coming days. There'll also be localization for our growing German audience. So shout out to everybody who's tuning in from there. This will also be accompanied by a large-scale banner campaign across the homepage and the run of the site. Also forthcoming press release regarding the collaboration. We've had a spotlight on the site as well. So that's live as of this afternoon. Go and check it out, like, comment and share, etc. Please pass that around. And of course, the more views we get on that, the more likely it is to be promoted by their internal algorithm and stay up on the front page. So if you can do your bit as a Crown supporter, we'd love to have your help there. We also have banners running across the site, various dimensions, various sizes, pointing towards the Castle Wallet website to encourage downloads and continued growth there. But the crucial part of this partnership is that it will syndicate out the feature to big news sites, including Bitcoin.com and Being Crypto and The Block, among many other key industry outlets. So watch out for us there as well. This is the ramp up that we've been looking forward to in terms of visibility for Crown Technologies, Crown Network, and Castle. So to add to that, we are lining up an even bigger deal in the month to come with The Block, which also has very large reach and high engagement and impressive click-through statistics, which I've been fortunate enough to review with their editor. So yeah, looking forward to that coming in December ahead of the launch of CrownDex, obviously, and mainnet, timed for our 3rd of January launch as we add more chains to the launch. Last month I talked about us aligning to market shifts, but I think today we've seen most cryptocurrency and cybersecurity outlets have picked up on this story, which is, well, the market is finally starting to align to us. So paying off that early headwinds, James, that you've been creating. So we have the co-founder of Ethereum talking about how, and this screenshot, sorry, is just taken from a draft of tomorrow's Crown social media posts. But we've got Vitalik Buterin there highlighting that quantum computers will break elliptic curve cryptography. In fact, I think the direct quote is elliptic curves are going to die. So this, it plays exactly into the narrative that James has been talking about all along, even since the very beginning, where he felt perhaps it wasn't being taken seriously. Well, now it certainly is by some of the biggest voices in the entire industry on global stages. So that's really encouraging to see the market catching up. To take the Crown and Castle marketing further afield, we were present at ISE2 in Nashville, Tennessee, alongside our partners, longtime partners, Quantum Emotion, where they were the diamond sponsor of the event. So great to catch up with members of the cybersecurity community, have really good conversations about what were the most pressing needs from them and what applications we were able to solve with our joint projects. So plenty more media to come on that. We were also able to host a roundtable with some of the core members of the team, able to fly in and meet us in Nashville. And we were also able to announce that same week the launch of our Times Square Jumbotron. This is a still from the creative, so big shout out to Luke and Chris in our team here, who were developing the creative for that, to spec. And yours truly features briefly in a forthcoming video where we'll be walking the streets of New York and having a look at the Jumbotron in situ in Times Square, right opposite the NASDAQ. So fantastic placement there, and a cheeky little pat there of Dr. Francis Polito after his interview with John Majarian at the New York Stock Exchange. So, all right. Did you want to stop me there, James?
I think we're at the point, if we're at the, yeah, I think we're there at the announcement, right?
I think we are.
Okay. All right, let's do this. All right, so I have absolutely been inundated with messages for I don't know how long now from you guys, and it's all my fault because I told you guys long ago we're working on this deal with the team, and then it will, when we get that one done, we're going to finish another one, blah blah blah, and it kept going on and on and on. It took forever for them to do their due diligence, but we appreciate that because they do not deal with fly by night companies, and it was appropriate. Everything, all of our attorneys back and forth, and so it's my. You know what? Actually, I'm going to let Peter do it. Peter, you worked more on this than I did, but it's certainly an honor. Peter, just go ahead and do it, man. You deserve it.
Well, certainly took a fair bit of work, but we got there, and we can disclose the full conversations that we've had to date with this team. I remember, I think it was probably 2 months ago, 2 KrownMEETs ago, when I first showed you this slide about the Sky Bet Championship League in the UK. So we are very excited today to announce that Crown Network is sponsoring Southampton Football Club. So that will include, and please excuse these mock-ups, they were produced today at some speed because the announcement was only crystallized today in discussions between our 2 parties. We returned our signed contract to them just a couple of minutes before this call. So yeah, we will be sponsoring 2 games. Again, these are mock-ups of the LED boards all around the stadium. So really fantastic. It's going to be great to see in person. There's a group of 10 of the team who will be dressed up warm in our Crown branded hoodies and merch. So watch out for us on the feed on the day. The first match we're sponsoring is actually Tuesday against Sheffield United. So please look out for us. We'll be in all the pre-match promo, all the emails, all the digital promo, the website, the app. They've got a really heavily used app. All the TVs across the hospitality and the stadium, and the match program, obviously, of course. We're also sponsoring Oriol Romeo, who is formerly a Chelsea player, previously also played for Barcelona, so it'll be really exciting to see him in action. We're also sponsoring on the ladies team, Ellie Brazil, who's an attacker. So yeah, just the combination of a huge amount of work from so many members of the team across both sides of the Atlantic. So really appreciate everyone's input there. I know it took a long time to get us across the line, if you'll pardon the pun, but yeah, thanks for everybody's input and collaboration on that deal. So thank you. Anything to add there, James?
No, it's huge, right? This represents our first step, and a big step it really was to get to this point with this team. This is the beginning of the sports teams and the players. So we get 2 players, again, one of the females, one of the males. And then we also get the team, and we get multiple matches, which is the sponsors in those matches. I know that Peter and the marketing team will be down on the field prior to the match. And they'll be getting pictures. And he will kind of send back to us video and pics, and you guys will start to see this. We will put this out in the press as well, so that this continues to gain traction. This is the first of many. Understand that it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't always happen on the dates or the times that you think it is. And as an executive in a company, and any of the guys on my team will tell you, if you put a deadline on it, you really want that deadline, but there are never guarantees in this, especially once you're working through the legal process of it. So, but there are multiple others that we're in talks with as well, whether it be players or teams or racing team, whatever it may be. We are in talks with different organizations, and we'll just continue to build that up as we go. So Peter, thank you for the hard work on that, and congratulations on that front.
Absolutely. And James, just to add to that, there's a huge amount of visibility that goes into that. They've got an average TV audience for each of their games of about 1.25 million, and they've got over 1.8 million global fans. Even their app has 70,000 monthly active users. Hopefully Castle will be catching up on that pretty quickly. I think 7.5 million across all their socials, so we get coverage on there. And so there's a lot of follow-on PR and publicity that comes with this, and it's throughout the entire season, so well into 2026 this will keep coming. So yeah, look out for more media coming from yours truly with his long lens on the pitch on Tuesday night.
And I know that you are going to be walking out the mascot. We're going to talk about the mascot, right? The young Crownie there.
Yeah, young Crownie, Gia, aged 11, will be walking out on the pitch out of the tunnel with the players at the start of the 2 matches that we're sponsoring. So yeah, watch out for her as well. obviously a really exciting moment for a young enthusiastic player.
And the first one's next Tuesday, right? Next Tuesday night against Leicester City, is it?
Yeah, Leicester City, 8 p.m. UK time. So a little bit of a late night for you guys if you want to stay up for that one. But yeah, catch the highlights in the morning.
Okay, awesome.
It wouldn't be a marketing presentation if there wasn't a quick call to action. So please do, if you're new to Crown or this is your first KrownMEET, please sign up for the mailing list. Please come and join our Telegram, where all the new announcements and the latest news happens first. Join us on LinkedIn, and obviously, please make sure you've got your join early, get involved early, download Castle. Mainnet goes live on January the 3rd. We are live and have been since the 1st of November across Google Play, the Chrome Web Store. If you're on a desktop, you can have it on your desktop as well, and the App Store, obviously, for the majority of our users. So yes, thank you, James. That is it from me.
All right, and then we do have the announcements already about the valuation touch a certain percent, energy plug, NATO aligned initiatives, all of that, right?
Yeah, by all means. Yeah, I think in terms of partner announcements with Quantum of Motion, keep your eyes peeled for our LinkedIn updates in the coming days. Obviously, it was very exciting when we were at ISC2 to have a fist bump with Dr. Bolido, who's touched a valuation of a billion Canadian for the first time while we were there at the conference in Nashville. And obviously, they've got a huge amount of news coming out as well in terms of their initiatives in energy, defense, and securing applications far beyond crypto. So yeah, fantastic to stay aligned with all their announcements on the Quantum of Motion social media as well.
Yeah, and that was a great interview also, Dr. Bolido, if you're still with us, I believe you are, but that was a great interview that you had with John Najarian, with the Najarian brothers. That was fun to watch, man. You did a great job on that, so congrats on that. All right, moving forward, I want to talk, thank you, Peter, for that. We always love your slide. All right, the Lamborghini sweepstakes. All right, so it's called Win Lambo sweepstakes. That's moving along, although it is moving a little slower right now because we're focusing on the launch as it comes out, and we have a lot going on marketing wise. But we are moving along with that. We believe we found exactly how we want to run it and do this. So I just had to make sure we worked out all the legal side of everything. That's done, and we are working on a page for signups, registrations, things like that. So that's moving forward, and I'll update you guys along the way. All right, next announcement, big announcement actually. So this one we were working on for a bit and got the call or the message a couple of days ago. And this is a very strategic partnership, and it's one that's going to pay dividends for Crown's partners as well. And that is the fact that, and this is the first time when we're talking about this, Crown Technologies and the Crown Network have created a strategic partnership and sponsorship of the Texas Blockchain Council. So what does that mean? It means massive exposure for us. It means influence. It means networking. It's a huge deal. The Texas Blockchain Council, Texas is really home to crypto. Texas is going to make itself home to finance and crypto. I mean, they've already built the Texas Stock Exchange. They're already working on many other initiatives, and we're going to be working on and how this really plays into it is. As I talk to them, they're talking to me about a board seat at the TBC. This means new, I guess you could talk about new conversations, new initiatives that I could bring up with regard to quantum security, quantum cybersecurity, and the quantum threat. I've already had some of the people that I let see the book that I wrote that'll be out soon. I've gotten some phone calls about that, and they're from Texas, and they're an executive for a tech company, and they're asking me about what type of initiatives would you like to see in this. And so I'm going to start talking to them a lot more about the importance of securing data centers, because they want to bring a ton of data centers to Texas. They also have blockchain and crypto initiatives that are coming out as well, and I'll be a part of that. And so for me, it's really about creating that exposure, having an ear to listen to and hear about Crown, but not just Crown, but Quantum of Motion and others, actually Quantum and other companies that work with Crown and people that work with Crown, helping them kind of get the word out and understand the importance of the threat that is staring us right in the face, actually. So I'm really excited about this, man. This is huge. The Texas Blockchain Council, if you haven't had a chance, go look it up. They're amazing, and they're full of executives and people who have a lot of influence in policymaking and initiatives in the government. So very happy about that. All right, so the next thing is, okay, another big announcement. And Peter, I think I just told you about this, but I'm going to let you know in case I didn't tell you all about it. Crown is officially moved forward with sponsorship of Bitcoin 2026. You heard me right. We are moving forward with the sponsorship of Bitcoin 2026. Now in 2025, we were there. If you all remember, it wasn't that long ago. In fact, I believe it was about 6 months ago to the day almost that we were at Bitcoin 2025, walking around, all of us, Gareth, Peter, everyone was there. Pat, Serge, myself, Kelly, everybody was there. Who am I leaving out? I don't remember if I'm leaving anybody out, but anyway, so it was really a fun time. And we saw kind of what the future was and what people wanted to, bring to the table. And everywhere that I looked, I didn't see anything that was like Crown. And I thought to myself, next year, James, next year, we got this next year. And here we are with the moment of being able to do this, and we're going to do it. So we're moving forward with those announcements. I've already made the contacts. They've reached back out. We have a meeting set up. So we're going to be looking at making a big splash there at Bitcoin 2026. And I'll keep you guys updated on that because it's huge. All right. New Crown merchandise store. All right. So Crown merch, a lot of you have been asking about that. You want hoodies, you want sweats, you want t-shirts, you want tumblers, things like that. We're working with multiple manufacturers right now. Kelly and I are working on that. I am not so much anymore, but Kelly is and the team is on creating custom swag for you guys. So all of those things that you get everywhere, everything from and they're really good quality. So like 4-way flex polos, hats, hoodies, sweatshirts, gym bags, keychains, from the smallest things to some of the most important. Vehicle decals that may have your referral codes or QR codes on them. Coffee mugs, thermals, blankets, everything. So be looking for that. You can also shop at the Crown merch store. Don't forget, with your Noble tokens and your Crown coins, things like that, you can also shop with other ways as well. So if you have any suggestions, I do suggest that you reach out to us, DM the team if you want, or email us if you have a suggestion, and we'll definitely take that in and take a look at it, okay? Something I'm really excited too that I've seen, and finally it's coming to fruition, is the production and design of the Crown status coins. They are awesome, and I want to show them to you. Hopefully I'll have everything done by December 10th. But, and what we're doing is we're starting off with the Squire coin, and we're working all the way up to the Prince coin. And as the status coins go up, as your level goes up, the coins get more ornate, more intricate, filled with precious stones or semi-precious stones, whatever it may be, on the Prince and the Duke levels. But they're amazing to see, and I want to show those to you as soon as I can. Now, obviously, the Squire will be a little less intricate, a little less, but as they move up, they're definitely going to move up in the way that they are. So it's just, they're gorgeous, and I want to show them to you soon. So be out for those. All right. The next one. All right. So Crown Queen has some event announcements. She's been working hard on all the events. I probably put too much on her, but I really appreciate all that she does, and you guys should see how hard she's been working on everything. So she has some announcements regarding the launch party, as well as Crown chapter. So take it away, Queen.
Excited about the Crown launch. Mute.
Let me see. I think I accidentally muted you. Are you muted? Let's see. Let me see here. Hold on one second. All right, try. I think you may be muted, but you can try again. Okay, try again. All right, I think we may be having a little technical difficulty there. Hold on one second. Are you muted?
No.
Oh, there we go. No, there we go. All right, you're good.
Hear me now.
Okay, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so I know everybody's excited about the Crown launch and us being at the Gaylord on January the 3rd. So we are working on the event. We're working on the food and everything that we're going to have there. For everyone that is coming, make sure that you sign up, get your tickets. We are working on trying to get a discount on the rooms. So if you haven't booked your room and you're wanting to get a room, DM me and let me know. I'll see what discounts we have and we can discuss that. as far as Crown chapters, James and I are still working on all of the regulations for that and what all is going to entail with the Crown chapters. I know a lot of people have been asking about, can they go ahead and get started? There is a lot that it goes into it. So let's wait until we have everything, scheduled out and, James has everything put together for us to start on the Crown chapters.
Yeah, because the thing is, guys, if you can imagine, I don't know, different clubs, they have chapters all around the world, right? So how we have to do it, we have to organize everything and make sure everything has a certain structure. And so we're working on that to do that. And then you guys can open up these chapters, right? Whether they're groups or pages, I'll let you know what they are with regards to social media moving forward. We are working on those, so don't worry about that. Launch party, like Queen said, working on the plans. I believe we do have a discount. We have a block of rooms. I think it's 15 rooms that we've blocked off. Most of that's for the team. But I think if we have anything left over on that, then what we could do is possibly give out those rooms to a discount. I believe it's like $200 or something like that. So it's cheaper than what it normally is. So, all right, Queen, anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So now we come to the fun part of this session, this meet, and it's the KrownMEET. The KrownMEET, the live AMA, the open question and answer session for attendees to engage with the team. And if you have any questions, what I would do is I would send in a thumbs up emoji, and then you'll be able to ask a question as you ask that, then we'll answer it. So anybody else? Anybody have a question? Just send up an emoji, a thumbs up emoji. I know you guys are going to have a ton of questions, so let's go. Let's get it out. All right. Bill H, and David McDonald. All right. Hold on, Bill H. Hold on, Bill. And team, if you see anybody trying to join, which they're constantly trying to join, please let them in. All right. Okay, Bill, you're good to go, man. How can I help you? You have to accept the contributor part. All right, and I'll move on from there. David McDonald. David McDonald, you're good to go. All right. Let me see here. Let me find him real quick. Hold on one second. There you go. There you go.
Now?
David, go ahead. You're good now. You're good.
Hi, guys. Hi, team. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to ask James really quick. I know we see the regular faces at the KrownMEET, and it's amazing. Love seeing you guys. Just wondering, James, how many people are there in total? Like, how many would you say are part of the full team, like behind the scenes? Because I know they don't get as much credit as we should give them. I just like to know, like, how many guys do we have working behind the scenes?
I'm going through the calendar right now, actually. So there's about, between the team that you guys always see and the background team, there's about 28 of us.
And David, can I say thank you for reminding me? I really needed to give some shout outs at the end of my presentation and I forgot. So shout out to Sasha in the web analytics team for all the work on Castle Wallet. Big up to Rebecca in Southampton as well for a huge assistance getting the all the organization and indeed our junior member on the pitch on Tuesday. Huge thanks to Alexis for all the work you're doing on our media kit at the moment, which is really elevating our brand presence to the next level. Luke and Chris, the visuals, World Times Square speaks for itself, guys. So thank you again for a huge effort there. And also to Ricky on the sound and David in New York too. So thank you so much, everybody. And cheers for the question, David.
Yeah. Also,
Thanks, guys.
yeah, and also to really tag on that, there are a lot of the team members in the background that do not want to be mentioned, and I completely respect that. They may be in the security side of it, let's just say that, and they don't want to be known, and that's okay because it's important that they not be. But with regard to like some of the blockchain, big shout out to Amin and over on the quantum motion side, Alameen on our side. So it's there are a lot behind the scenes, but most of them that are in that behind the scenes, there's a reason for that. And but we do appreciate them. Bill, I'm going to try one more time with you, bud. So hold on one second. You should be good to go, Bill. Try it again. Bill H. All right, Bill, I'm going to remove you from the call and we'll try again. You can come back in. Hold on one second. All right, anybody else? Thumbs up. Just give me a thumbs up on your emojis and you'll be good. All right, Judd, hold on one second. Coming over to you. Judd Hoff, just give me just a second, Judd. All right, Judd, you're good to go.
Hey, thanks, James.
Yeah.
Really exciting meeting today. Amazing updates. Quick question. The relationship that you have with Samuel's group, X Quantum, can you just add a little more color on the kinds of things the two of you, the two organizations are working on now and where you see that relationship going in the future?
Yeah, well, it's without getting too, we have to be careful where we're at with it right now because of on the legal side, the patents that we're working on, right, Sam? And then also how it relates to blockchain and then our apps and authentications and things like that. But we will be working together in the future. And what's beautiful about the Exaquantum relationship now, especially with this this new technology, is that Exaquantum's tech and Quantum Emotions tech can work together, and like all three of our companies get to enjoy the global sales of this and the global revenue of this. So this is something that doesn't replace anything with QEM, and QEM doesn't replace it. It's that the two actually complement each other in an absolutely beautifully technical way, and that's the reason why we did the deal, because we knew it would help Quantum Emotion, we knew it would help Crown, we knew how important it was to the world. I mean, you're basically taking this new tech, you're decimating the phishing scams and the social engineering, the scams that people fall for. And it's at a rate of, I mean, I can't wait to tell you guys, but let's just say that the future's bright. We're going to be working on more tech, new tech that we'll be patenting as well. And all three companies will be working together on different tech. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a massive, massive partnership globally.
And I would like to add that at the end of the day, like in this technology, the entropy, the random generation is crucial to make this work. So it's, as Jim mentioned, very, very complementary with what everyone else is doing. And this is just a beginning.
Yeah, it really is truly just the beginning. And here's the other thing too. I'll make an announcement on something that we're doing, that we're building, but I'll do it right at the end for you. And it has to do with Quantum Emotion too. Okay, give me another thumbs up. Who's got another question? Sergio, hold on one second, Serge. And Sergio, you're good to go. All right, let's try it again, Serge. Oh, Serge is crying. Hold on, Serge. Hold on. Give me just a second. We'll have Serge back on here. Serge, hold on one second for me. I'm going to remove you from the call, and then you can come back in. All right. Anybody else? Thumbs up? Thumbs up for a question. Bill, here we go again, Bill. All right, let's try it one more time, buddy. Bill, you're on either mute or you're not accepting the... I'm going to remove you from the call again, and we'll try again, buddy. All right, Serge, let's give you one more shot. Should be good now, Serge. Let me do this. All right, here we go. Hold on, somebody else is coming in. So bring in Bill. And we'll try again, Bill.
There's actually two questions from the Telegram too, if you wanted to take those, James.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the first questions was, does a Prince get the whole status coin set?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So what you do is, if you, let's say you just bought in and you were Prince status from the beginning. If you hold it for 30 days or more and you hold that status, then you're eligible for whatever coins are underneath that status. So if you go in as a, let's say you go in as a Viscount, well, then you can get everything from Squire, Knight, Esquire, you know, on up. If you go in as a Prince, you get all 10. So that's how that works. And they're
Okay.
they're beautiful pieces. Go ahead.
Awesome. And then also, I guess this is kind of a two-part question. Can you explain how the purchase at launch will work? I have limited knowledge in this area. To my understanding, you cannot put a limit order in, just market price. Is that correct? And will it maintain a consistent price until a certain batch number sells out? So I guess he's talking more about pre-sale, and he's asking, are the direct buys going to be available after launch for people who do not know how to swap? So really, I guess the question is for somebody that doesn't have knowledge in crypto, how will they be able to onboard as the chain is live? What's the easiest way for them?
Yeah, but that's coming from, let me back that up just a little bit. So this is coming from someone who clearly is used to stock trading.
Yes.
This is crypto. So this is not going to be a limit order or a market order or anything like that. Okay, you're going to buy the supply and demand will dictate that moving forward, and you're going to just buy whatever it is. So whatever that price is what the price is going to be. So it moves itself in that way. It's not a let me set this or this. It's just you buy and you sell. So whatever that starts with, it starts with 3 zeros and a 125 is the price. From there, we expect it to go. We expect it to go up. So you can buy whatever you want to buy, and then it goes into your wallet, and whatever wallet you use to purchase with, and you can choose what you want to do with those coins.
And then also to piggyback on that, as I was speaking earlier of, ease of access on chain. What we're trying to do here is when we do have the TGE event, we want to make it as easy as possible to onboard new users on chain. So that's going to come in, two fashions, right? So people that understand crypto from a more decentralized understanding, where they can use the bridges, they're just moving over from a different network to Crown. But then you also have some people that are maybe just traders that do have centralized exchange accounts. Those centralized exchange accounts will operate a little bit more like your user interface that you're used to seeing for stocks, like if you're using E-Trade or something like that, where you will be able to set up limit orders and everything like that, depending on the centralized exchange that listed on. So ease of access is going to be a big thing on our end as well to provide that for users.
Yep, 100%. All right, send a thumbs up. I know Bill was having issues. Sergio, I resent you a message. Dante, hold on one second, Dante. Let's get to Dante. All right, Dante, you're good to go.
I apologize if this question was already answered, but I'd assume when we launch, the validators, like if you have over 100 million, you'd receive all the coins at once instead of the 50-50 vesting schedule, right?
So if you're, and Rami may be on with us still, but so the vesting schedule, if you're a validator, you're going to have 100 million. Yes, that's what you'll do. It'll be that's what you have, and that's how it'll be counted. But if you're not, then the vesting schedule would kick in at that point. Rami, you there?
Yeah, because to become a validator, you're gonna need 100 million tokens, and those 100 million tokens are technically staked for validation. So those are locked up for something like validator. You spin up your own node, and we'll have a whole process and documentation that explains the whole process to make it very easy for everyone. But yeah, that's all planned.
Yep. Thank you, Rami. Did that answer your question, Dante?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thumbs up. Anybody with thumbs up?
One other question in the Telegram, James, was just if you could comment on user growth for Castle. I guess just how it's been performing since launch.
Well, it's been performing quite well. Let's see. I have to go through the analytics. What I can tell you, so there's a 3-day lag time, 2 or 3 day lag time on these, and it's kind of frustrating because you don't get up to the minute numbers. But, and Peter can probably confirm this, but Castle's been doing very well with regard to its metrics, its crash rates, its average order per customer, its retention rate, its download rate. Everything is performing the way you would want a new app to perform, especially in the fintech sector. So I'm very happy with the numbers, and we'll put those numbers out towards the end of the month. What else we got? If you have a question and you're having some type of issue, whether it's Bill or Sergio, ask in the Telegram group and we'll answer it.
And then there is one more question, and actually it was something I missed in my short presentation. So the question is, what centralized exchanges will Crown be available upon launch?
Okay.
So originally, if you were with us in the beginning, one of our first announcements was how we were listing on MEXC exchange. So, they're higher up, lower in the tier section. So since we've had so much growth recently with Crown, we've basically put ourselves in a position where we are only going to be accepting tier 1 exchanges at this point.
Yep.
And it actually goes into that partnership that I announced earlier, that we're working with a team of advisors and some high-level market makers, where we actually do now have the connection, and we will be directly speaking with, basically, if you look on CoinMarketCap for centralized exchanges, whether it be spot or perpetuals, we're only going to be looking in that top 5 section. So basically, we can't announce anything, obviously, until we get things on paper. And it's going to be a fight for which centralized exchange wants to list us first. So all I can say is it's going to be a top one that everybody here has heard of, and that most people can use in the United States.
Yeah, it is. And you guys, in fact, most of you who are in our group or that's in Telegram, you are on this exchange. So yeah, we can't say anything more, but it's now we don't even have to solicit them anymore, because when we were having the meetings, and I know Jerry can attest to this as well, when we were done with those meetings with them, they were sending private messages. Someone sent a private message, I think maybe to Jerry or something, and it was like, I am so impressed by this company and this project. Like, I know they said something like that along the lines, Jerry.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's refreshing to see, because I do work with a lot of different people in the industry, and when you can kind of raise some eyebrows from the big boys in the group, it's refreshing to see. It knows that you're really onto something, and you're pushing something really good here.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else with a thumbs up? Thumbs up for a question?
Hey, James. Yeah,
Hey.
quick question around the Noble token that's going to be generated for staking.
Okay.
So we stake, we receive Noble token. That, I assume that will be tradable to where we can trade that back into Crown, correct?
That's correct. And Rami, you can elaborate on that more. But it's also used, it's as utility as well.
I'm sorry, what was the question? I'm having network issues.
Okay, so the question was about the Noble token. When they receive the Noble token as their reward or as they're paid, they can swap that back for like Crown, and then I told them you could also use it as utility.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of flexibility, and we'll be building, its own ecosystem product as well. There'll be a ton of utility around it, but it gives people, another opportunity if they missed out on, let's say the pre-sale, for example. Yeah.
Yeah. If you missed out on, let's say they missed out on the pre-sale and they stake their Crown, they're going to earn Noble coin, a Noble token, which works within the realm of Crown, as a reward token, but also it works in governance as well. But you get it at a lower price. Now the price will absolutely it'll start to go up based on its use. So you get another chance. And if you were here early on with Crown, you're still going to get another. You get basically a double shot of it. So there you go. All right. Now, any other questions? Just a thumbs up. Judd, hold on one second. I'll get to you. All right, Judd.
A question for you or maybe Dr. Bolito. Will the Castle results be reported in QEM's quarterly releases?
Yeah, I think you're on mute, Dr. Bolito.
No, I am in mute, yes. We officially haven't yet, got the results, from, I think from Crown. So, this is just something that has to be transferred, audited, etc. So we're a public company. So I don't believe we'll have the time yet to be able to digest that information.
Yeah, and that won't happen for a little bit, for another week or so, as we try to get as much metrics as possible before the end of the quarter for them or their filings. We have sent over information that they need from us financially, but that's private information for us as well.
I remind everybody that every information that is communicated to the public is audited for us. So, and auditing takes time sometimes.
Yeah. Also, Judd, so you know, and to answer the question broad, we always are sharing when we'll share those metrics and those analytics and those reports with Quantum Emotion. So that will all go. That'll be part of them as well. So what else do we have?
There's another question. Will the Noble token be valued the same value as Crown when it gets deposited to you?
Will the Noble token be worth the same value of Crown?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that depends on where it's at during the time that you get it. So if you get, let's say you get and your rewards, it depends on the rewards, but those two coins are not going to be the same, but the rewards that you get are going to be like you can get massive amount of rewards. That's part of what the Noble coin is worth. I mean, it's valued at. So like if you get, let's say you validate and you get 10,000 Noble coins, whereas you may only have gotten 10 Crown coins or 100 Crown coins or whatever. That would probably be about the same. You can talk to Rami about that. We can ask Rami right now what that Noble coin would look like.
Yeah, so there's, Crown has its supply, which is 100 billion tokens.
Yeah.
Noble token will have its own supply. So, a lot takes place, liquidity involved, how much the supply is. So, early next week, we'll be diving into those tokenomics and finishing those up. And, we'll be sharing that with the community. And then it'll give you kind of a better idea of what those tokens will be valued at launch, right? So, and it comes down to the tokenomics.
Yeah, and also the fact that you guys, we want to tell you, the total supply of Noble token is much less than the supply of Crown. Yeah, and so that in itself, given the liquidity that's put into it, is a catalyst for growth on it. So you may reach a point where you get so much Noble token and you're swapping it that you would have made more with Noble token than you would have with Crown. And Crown has a supply that's we've already eaten into 40% of that supply in the pre-sale. So we have to be really careful about our giving it away in a reward, because all you're going to do is dilute the value of Crown coin if you're just constantly giving it away as a reward. So that's why we need the Noble token, to use that as the reward to keep Crown stable.
And to that point, James, the blockchain itself collects fees constantly, right, off of transactions. So me and James are deciding on, maybe a percentage of those fees roll back into the Noble token liquidity pool, creating more value for that token as well, to sustain it for long-term growth.
Yeah, and it'll grow. I mean, it's just people are going to use it. It's inevitable they're going to use it. So, okay. Anybody else? Thumbs up. No questions? Okay, any questions in the group? Oh, David McDonald. Hold on, David. Go ahead, David.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm with my son here. We got a couple of questions, James. Sorry, I apologize for that. I'm going to try to get them all out.
You're good.
The most important question, though, we're calling from Halifax, Nova Scotia. My boys want to know, we mentioned about a possible NHL, a Canadian NHL team in past conversations. We're just hoping, is it the Edmonton Oilers? Or can you tell us?
I cannot tell you. And that would be very irresponsible of me. As much as I want to tell you who we're talking to, I got to be really careful about these things because you can sink a deal faster than anything by opening your mouths.
Okay. Is that still on the table though?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Oh, okay, you're still talking about there still might be a Canadian NHL team though.
Okay, so we're talking to a lot of sports teams. Let's just say a handful or more, maybe 2 handfuls of teams. I am personally, and as those move along and we get to a point where I can say more, I certainly will. I just, for the benefit of the community, I just would rather probably leave that alone. But the answer is overall, yes, we're talking to a bunch of sports teams.
I love it. Okay, that's good. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Any questions in the group? On Telegram. All right. Any questions here live? Thumbs up is all I need. Any thumbs up, and I'll answer the question, or we'll answer them. We have the team on right now, so get your questions out now. All righty. We sure? Wow. Okay, guys. All right. So that's going to be it. But let me tell you before we go. So there is a lot going on behind the scenes that you guys don't know. And I wish I could tell you all of these things that are happening, but I just can't. And that's in order to protect you all. So today, we went through a couple of Crown Meets where we finally got to the one where we could tell you about the big deal with Southampton FC. That was a big one. We're working on other ones as well to answer your question about it. There are different leagues that we're working with or that we're talking to. So yes, that's true. And then with regard to, building this out and launching January 3rd, right? January 3rd is the launch party. That is the time when we get the go, no go for launch. Yes, we are doing the NASA stuff.
James, I think you're lagging out.
I think I am too. Hold on one second. I need to tell my kids to stop using the Wi-Fi, I guess. No,
You should be good now.
yeah. So you'll be able to, you're going to be able to see everything live, whether it's the charts or the metrics or part of the team that'll be there. So we'll have that, and we'll carry it live as well on maybe YouTube. Or Peter, we could carry that live on YouTube, I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we can do that also for you guys. And we'll also keep you, sorry, I've got a lot of people trying to come in all of a sudden at the last minute. We'll also keep you guys updated on it as we move forward. Again, we're making good progress. Blockchain is already active. We're in testnet right now, so that's huge. And I'm going to make one announcement with regard to quantum emotion, and that's Crown's intentions moving in the future. We're working on an idea that we have, or I have, for our nodes to ensure that it's truly a quantum chain, quantum encrypted chain, and that's every node moving forward. We've created a separate entity that is designing and building quantum nodes, and we will use every one of those nodes. We'll use the full PQC stack chip from the JMM deal with Quantum Emotion, and those will go inside the Crown nodes. All right, so it's called Quantum Nodes, and it's something that we're going to issue around the world, and we're already working on the technicals of it, and the legal filings for all of that has already taken place. So now I can tell you about that. And Quantum Emotion benefited greatly from this deal as we continue to really innovate. And what we'll do is we will build these in America. And the chip itself would come from Quantum Emotion, but everything else that we're building and we're working on with regard to these quantum nodes built for blockchains, they'll be built here in the United States. So I'm very happy to announce that tonight as we close out the Crown Meet, an epic one. Peter, I know you want to. I see you want to say.
Can I squeeze in one announcement? Our article on the Cointelegraph has had over 4,000 hits just in the last hour. If we get 6,500, we become a hot topic and we go across the site even further. So I've just shared a link in the chat to that article. if everybody on the call would mind seeing out the call by heading over to that Cointelegraph news item and giving it a read, that would be amazing, and a share. Thank you.
No, it's going to be huge. It's going to be very huge. Look, Cointelegraph is one of the most authoritative, diverse, huge, in fact, the largest. But again, we're going to be working with the block as well. We're super happy about that and working with that team. They're amazing also. And what we're doing is, and I told you guys a long time ago, I'm going to start ramping this up. Peter can attest to this as well. I told him, I said, Peter, this is now your budget. Now we hit November, December. Now I say, Peter, this is your budget. Let's go. Let's move, right? And this is kind of the fruits of our labor, if you will, what you're starting to see with the partnerships. You're starting to see with Cointelegraph and then the block, and then it'll be more. And then my Forbes articles, by the way, I will, that's a huge deal in itself, that I get to write for them. And today, I'll tell you another breaking news is about 4 hours ago, I received a request from the Entrepreneur team, Entrepreneur Magazine team, asking me if I would be interested in being one of their authors, one of their writers, technical writers. And I'm going to accept that. And I'll write about blockchain. I'll write about quantum as well. But these are deals. Anything that benefits me benefits you, and that's what it's all about for us. It's all about you guys. All right, we got to go. That's it. From all the team at Crown and Quantum Emotion, XA Quantum, and everybody, we want to say thank you so much for all the support that you give us. And I'll see you guys soon. But before we leave, the entire team and I have to ask,
what's in your bag?
What's in your bag?
Good night, everyone. Have a great night.